Hello everybody. Getting ready to make a video that is actually very disappointing for me to make. I don't even want to make this particular video, but I feel like it's actually taking me off course. Uh, it's got nothing to do with anything I've been talking about really, at least not recently. And, it's just kind of maybe, off the grid kind of a video. Um, I do a lot of YouTube research, I look at a lot of different things on YouTube, and I used to be subscribed to Viable TV channel, the YouTube channel Viable TV. Well, this Viable TV I no longer subscribe to because hit and miss, let's say, they seem to be a little racist. And I actually was subscribed to them, to stay up to date on the things that are going on in Africa. It's kind of really hard to stay up to date on what's going on in Africa. If, here in America, the media, the mainstream media, they're not going to tell you anything. You don't get any information, and so But here's the thing: I still get videos recommended for me from Viable TV, and every once in a while, I still get Viable TV from Viable TV. I mean, like, actually, I get viable information that's actually good to have, But they made a post. I guess I just found this, and I just decided, you know what, I'm hitting record. I got to talk about this. This is out of hand. It's just getting out of hand. I consider Africa a major section of the nation of Abraham. Like the most prime, that's the nation of Abraham. Might extend out from there, but there's the nation of Abraham. The scattered tribes of Israel. There's most of them. A lot of them anyway. There's Ishmaelites there too. So it is the nation of Abraham, kind of, so to speak. And so I love Africa. I mean, and I've said in other videos, my heart belongs in Ethiopia. My heart belongs in Ethiopia. It doesn't belong here in America. It belongs in Ethiopia. My heart that's where it's at, And so, I love all of mankind. The Jew, the Gentile, the Israelite, the Ishmaelite, the white man, the brown man, the red man, the black man, whatever. So this Viable TV, they just make this post today, and this is off the top of my head, but this is what they said. Black men would love to call black man, whatever. Black man would love to call white man his brother. But white man will never call black man his brother, never will, blah, blah, blah. But there's some bad grammar in there. But anyway, I guess I'm not trying to make fun of the bad grammar. I'm sure this is someone from Africa where English is maybe even their second language. There's a possibility of that. So anyway, but the comment is still just so racist. It just is. Why? I've already kind of went all of this all lives matter thing, but it's like that's so wrong. I call black men my brothers. Whether they want to accept that or not, it doesn't really matter. My first cognitive memory of a babysitter who babysitted me when my parents went out and did whatever. They had a babysitter. I had a babysitter. Black man. Yeah. Loved him. Awesome. My very first childhood friend, black kid. Yeah. Yeah, so it's just, wow. It's wrong. It's a lie. That statement is just wrong. It's a lie. Yeah, just generalizing every man by the color of his skin. It's just so ridiculous. It's like saying all Jews are this and all Muslims are that, when we all know that's not the case, I mean, like, it's like Muhammad Ali, Malcolm X. Yeah, I mean, is that everybody's example of Islam? Oh, well, that's not Islam at all, you know. They calling themselves Muslims. I don't know that they really were Muslims, folks. And so, you know, the white man, the Christian, the Jew, they look at this is the representation of Muslims, you know. Muhammad Ali and Malcolm X, who seem to really hate white men, when that's not, you know, that's not Islam. That's not following Allah. You know, that's not the will of Allah. And so, I digress and digress and digress. But I guess the whole point is, you know, that comment is just a total lie. And you know, I'm sick of the black man, honestly, considering himself a minority. First of all, if we're going to go with skin tone minorities, red men. Red men are the minority. Out of all the skin tones, red men, they're the minority. Yeah. So, yeah, red lives matter. Let's go back to that. Red lives matter. And then, you know, honestly, if we want to look at a true minority, it's intelligent, wise people. Yeah. Wise people are the minority. Yeah. Us wise people are starting to feel threatened by, you know, mass quantities of just ignorant people who choose to be ignorant, you know, call it lack of intelligence, call it, you know, stupid or whatever, but that's a cop out. The truth is, the wise people being, you know, the minority on this planet, and ignorant people being the dominant race. You know, that's the truth. And the ignorance is a lack of ignorance out of choice. It's a choice to just be ignorant. You know, and so this whole thing where, you know, it's like these, you know, everybody's like, you know, black men have been a slave for 400 years or whatever, you know. It's like, you know, we've been hearing that since Muhammad Ali and Malcolm X, and it's still going on today. And it's like, look, folks, pretty much all citizens of all countries that pay taxes are slaves. It doesn't matter what color you are, you're a slave. So, you know, Lincoln, you know, the Emancipation Proclamation, whatever, you know, all he did is make the black person now a taxpayer. So you're still a slave. Yeah, you're still a slave. You're still a slave. Now you're a slave like the white man, you know, in a way that, you know, no one's feeding you, no room and board anymore. The slave had, you know, like free room and board, you know, food and a roof over your head. Now you're getting shoved out in the wind saying, hey, every time you make a penny, you got to owe taxes on it. So, yeah, I think actually the black man struggled a whole lot with that case of freedom when no white man wants to give you anything for your work. And, you know, I understand the history of the black man, and I'm sorry. But to hate all for black people to hate all white people because of, you know, hey, look, you know, I never owned a slave. I wouldn't own a slave. I'm not the only white man that loves all people, you know. And at least I will say that statement's not true. Here's a white man that could call you brother if you'd accept it. Yeah. Nation of Abraham doesn't have a skin tone. Nation of Abraham is all colors, folks. The scattered tribes of Israel, the scattered Ishmaelites, yeah, and even the Gentiles that are grafted to the tree of Abraham. With the tree of Ishmael and the Gentiles grafted to the tree of Abraham, yeah, it's like, what color isn't there? Hey, you guys all need to take a check there at Viable TV. It's wrong. Yeah, I'm calling you out, Viable TV, you're wrong. That comment is just wrong. I didn't report it. I'm not telling on you. I'm kind of telling you to your face. Yeah. This is the type of people that aren't going to last. You know, the fire's coming. The fire's coming, folks. If you can't learn to love all, you know, and honestly, if the black man thinks he's been underneath all of civilization, remember the last shall be first and the first shall be last. So, hey, you know, for all humanity, you've been at the bottom. For all eternity, you'll be at the top. So don't complain about it so much, okay? Yeah. The last shall be first. The first shall be last. I consider myself a servant beneath all. I consider myself like the second worst human being on the face of this earth. If I can get into heaven, that'd be great, you know. But I've learned to love. I've learned to forgive. Is there anybody else willing to join the nation of Abraham and making this an example? Love each other, all brothers and sisters, like we all got off of Noah's Ark together, right, folks? We're all from Adam and Eve, right? Yeah, brothers and sisters. What's the skin tone? What is it? I don't get it. Give it up, folks. It's just weak. No one can defend it. No skin tone can defend it. There is no skin tones, folks. You guys are blind to the truth. Blind to the truth. We all got red blood. All of us. We all have red blood. There's the truth.